I was there the first year, and I knew something special started that day.
It's a very special venue. Definitely one of a kind. These kids are so lucky.
A new tradition was born for competition, for camaraderie, and moments of glory in the summer sun for kids of any age. Welcome to the Little League Classic Day in Williamsport.
How about it? Manager of the Chicago Cubs sliding down the hill here at the Little League World Series. Huge crowds on a monumental day once again as the Major Leaguers and Little Leaguers collide here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Our game features New Jersey and Hawaii, but the day features so much more than that as you see members of both teams being welcomed onto the field by Major League superstars, including Anthony Rizzo, Kyle Schwarber, Joe Madden, who's about to throw out the first pitch. Of course, John Lester. Javier Baez identified by more Little Leaguers as their favorite player. It all started early this morning when they left Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, flew about 40 minutes to Williamsport, touchdown around 10:28 a.m., and the Little Leaguers charged the plane, and they were there to greet Clint Hurdle and Josh Bell and the rest of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm Carl Ravitch, Kyle Peterson alongside. We were there to chronicle at least the first couple of hours of this one, my friend.
Now, the day, and we've done this a few years now, but the day just gets better and better every year. And to see guys go down the hill for the first time, I don't think we've seen that before, have we? We got Joe Madden going down, Rizzo going down. We got
everybody that travels
we got Rossi in the middle of it, and kids hanging out with big leaguers on the way to the ballpark, and then hanging out with them on the field. It's been a great day so far.
Got right into it as he started to sign autographs. Several members of the Pirates made their way up to the Grove, and not only were they playing video games and ping pong, we also got into a little Fortnite dancing. A little Orange Julius will show up in just a little bit, and they splintered off. Some went to watch the games, others went up to mingle and just play, just enjoy, just be a kid again.
Yeah, that kind of happens when you roll into this place.
The dancing commences, and the joy which started early on for these Little Leaguers. In fact, I got to believe when they won their regions and said, you know, we're going to Williamsport, we're going to meet Yu Darvish, team from Japan. We're going to be able to meet some of the world champion Chicago Cubs. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get an autograph from Chris Bryant. And look at the throngs of people that surrounded the Chicago Cubs as they entered the building.
Kyle Schwarber there getting followed by the kids from Australia. I mean, it was each and every one of them. You know they're going to be around this guy. We asked all the players who their favorite player is. Nobody said a player any more than Javi Baez.
Right.
He was around. Chris Archer was in the middle of it. A+ for the interview that Archer did earlier. Huh?
Archer was asking questions. Got a little TV background. Watch Rizzo,
this is a
though.
seed, by the way.
We're not just laying it in there.
Sink.
On top of the hill, David Ross took Rizzo and Joe Madden right to the top of the hill to start the festivities. And once the Pirates moved over to Volunteer Stadium for the game between Mexico and Canada, Rizzo, Ross, and Madden got a piece of cardboard, and they went. And just look at the face of Anthony Rizzo.
The face, the form, I mean, everything was right on this. Both hands on the top. Joe Madden jumped on. Rossi followed him down. Chris Bryant goes down. Theo Epstein held his breath.
Nobody did it better than Joe, though. We're getting all aerodynamically ready. Hat backwards. We're going to tuck and lean
back. Watch the tilt. Feet all the way out.
Peace sign for 2 seconds.
Yep, it was quick.
And then we did a little jersey shuffle with Anthony Rizzo and Justa. They both split the teams, and they both got a chance to meet the kids from the Mid-Atlantic region and the teams from the West, Hawaii. Just imagine what that felt like, going out and giving high fives to the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. What a day. And what a night for these Little Leaguers, too. Once we're done here, and our first game was at 9 a.m., this is our last game. They'll all board buses and head over to historic Bowman Field, which was built in 1926. They put lights in there in like 1932. Cost $75,000. That's it, to build a ballpark that for the last couple of years have hosted Major League Baseball players. And tonight it's going to be the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And we'll get you ready for that with our Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown show starting at 5:30 Eastern Time. So yeah, it is, of course, Players Weekend, so we get all sorts of nicknames on the backs of the jerseys that are going to be worn by the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. I think I saw Hollywood in there. Gotta believe that's got to be Cole Hamels. He's just, everything about Cole Hamels to me says Hollywood. I don't know, I'm guessing. We'll find out later. The Pirates have made their way from Lamade and Volunteer, and they are over at Bowman right now. What a day. I mean, seriously, and I hate to be the guy that's in the middle of it and kind of saying how great it is, but it's that great.
Pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, no, it's this one they've got figured out. And the minute that we heard the idea a few years ago, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And the minute they show up, you go, yeah, that makes sense. Joe Madden behind us throwing out the first pitch right now. From the sounds of it, it wasn't a strike. We'll see it in a minute. Yeah, sometimes the audio tells you all you need.
He wants a take two. Give me that ball back.
All right, let's go.
Let's see what we got here. Fire that in there.
Oh,
no.
It's a good block behind the dish.
One more.
How many we got to do?
One more. I don't think for a bullpen that's been questionable, they're going to call on Madden anytime soon either. How about just lobbing it in? That's better.
Now we're good.
He probably won't hear about that from his players.
Not
really.
a bit. Not a bit.
All right, Joe, that a boy. Now, one thing about the Cubs that you knew, and the Pirates to their credit, you got to come here and you got to have an open attitude. And boy, the Chicago Cubs, and maybe it's the David Ross factor, but did they embrace it or what?
Immediately. I mean, everybody seems to embrace it. Nobody's got on the top of the hill right away and got all the way down. And not just one. I mean, we got manager, we got players, we got all of them going up the top. I agree. Now, they had a scouting report, and not everybody does. I mean, Rossi gave them a full scouting report, and they seem to have followed it to a T so far.
Joe's going to join us. We're going to get into that first pitch. Javier Baez shaking hands with the kids from the Mid-Atlantic. You saw Anthony Rizzo do a little jersey shuffle, so it shows that those dudes are all watching the Little League World Series, and a Little League World Series hero from New Jersey is watching the Little League World Series. Check out what Todd Frazier did with these New Jersey kids.
Come on, man. Good. I see you represent 6'2" yesterday. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hey, Todd.
Yeah.
So, can you tell your teammates anytime they get a hit to do the jersey shake?
Oh, yeah, hold on. Hey, hold on, just like that. Let me see if I'm doing this right here. Hold on, dude. So we do it like this, right?
Yeah! More rotation in the hips.
I got you. I'll be doing it. I'll get a couple of hits. I'll be showing that thing off today, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, Todd.
Win it all. Bring it back home, all right?
All right.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Can you go back to the Yankees? No. No.
Thank you.
I love the faces after, like, ooh, that was Todd Frazier on the phone. Can you come back with the New York Yankees? They're Mets fans, they're Yankee fans, they're all Frazier fans, and in the end, all these guys that got a chance to play here or not watching it very much understand that it's great to be a kid again, and they fall in love for 2 weeks with this.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of knew that Frazier would know the jersey shake.
Yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
That was a lock. And for Hawaii, it's the first team from Maui that's ever been here. Now, Hawaii's got a great history at this Little League World Series. In fact, it seems like every time they're here, they're playing for the U.S. Championship or they're winning the entire thing. But again, first team from Maui that's here. An impressive first day and some impressive alumni, too. Shane Victorino shows up to practice, a big part of this Little League. Central East Maui Little League. That just sounds like a good place to play baseball.
No doubt. Sounds like a good place to live. Sounds like a really good place to have your dad be the mayor, which is exactly what Shane Victorino's dad is, the mayor of Wailuku, Hawaii. So we look forward to this one. Should be a terrific baseball game in the middle of an unbelievable atmosphere here in South Williamsport, Little League World Series. We got the shuffles, we had the anthem, we had the first pitch. We're about to play ball. We're all being taken out to the ball game.
Heard you can sing. Truth?
We had to do that for like the ESPN, so like they had to check our sound and like I had to sing.
What did you sing? What's your go-to
Take me out to
song?
the ball game.
Take
Me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, cause it's root for Elmora. If they don't win, it's a shame. Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Oh, you got a voice.
Well, hard to beat the day from just about every aspect, and it started when the sun broke through the early morning haze. New Jersey and Hawaii getting set for a big Little League World Series game. Each team won their first game. These are two powerhouse teams. Yeah, baseball umbrella's a good formula here with the sun beating down on Lamini Stadium, and it is a warm one, as Jairo Labrador, the manager of New Jersey, can attest. And we can too. The sun and the light's going to get a little brighter here in the next couple of minutes as we get set for this Little League World Series game. All right, so you got the 2-0 teams now. Virginia driver's seat, every pitcher available. They'll play again on Wednesday. South Korea off to a great start, 2-0. And one of these two teams, New Jersey and Hawaii, will join Virginia. You win your first two, and you are really in a position with your pitching lined up to go through the entire United States bracket and claim a United States championship. Minnesota, Rhode Island, Louisiana, all the teams still alive. All right, so we're talking about an Elizabeth, New Jersey team. It's got a bit of an urban side to it. It's got a bit of a suburban side to it. This is a Little League that is steeped in recent history. They nicknamed themselves the Troopers after a trooper who tragically lost his life in the line of duty. We'll talk about that impact on that team throughout the course of our game. Notable people from there, the great Hubie Brown, Office Depot. Introduce us to the kids.
My name is Justin Labrador, and my favorite emoji is the money sign.
My name is Emily Soto, and my favorite subject is math.
My name is Jamin Tamayo, and my favorite emoji is the one where you roll your eyes.
My name is Josiah Sharp, and my favorite actor is Will Smith.
My name is Med Nunez, and my favorite food is fried chicken.
My name is Sal Garcia, and my favorite emoji is a strong arm.
My name is J.R. Rosetta, and my favorite baseball player is Mariano Rivera.
My name is Santi Alvarez, and my favorite actor is Denzel Washington.
My name is LJ Ponte, and my favorite baseball team is the Yankees.
My name is Joel Sanchez, and my favorite player is Gary Sanchez.
My name is Jaden Capandisa, and my favorite actor is Chadwick Boseman.
My name is Yadi Mateo, and my favorite team is the Houston Astros.
My name is Derek Escobar, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
And the guy that's in charge of all those kids from New Jersey, and he's got a good support staff with him, but Jairo Labrador had a great line about himself, said, I used to have a baseball body, then I outgrew it, and then I became a football body, so I started to play football.
We all got our own speed. That makes sense.
And he's got outstanding personality, and it works really well with these kids. As you take a look at Logan Kulalea, who's on the mound for Hawaii. He played left field the other night, made a terrific catch. And you can see what he did in the regionals. Typical West team loaded with pitching. John Lester of the Chicago Cubs joins Kyle Peterson and me in the booth. Julie Foudy will provide the interviews in just a moment as Sal Garcia leads things off in the first pitch, ball one. Welcome, John. Happy to have you up. How spoiled are we up here? I mean, how about this, huh?
This is crazy. I didn't realize how nice it was here.
This is one of those things, right, where TV doesn't do it justice, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
And we try really hard.
What you think? I mean, when you walked in for the first time, because everybody's seen it on TV, but when you rolled in for the first time today, I mean, what'd you think of the place?
I didn't realize it was this big. I didn't realize how many fields were here and just the compound that they have. It's crazy. Obviously, all the people, and this is really cool. This would have been a lot of fun to play as a kid, you know, be able to come here and do this.
It's a good point. So what was the Washington kind of Lester Little League experience?
I didn't do. I did Little League once and then kind of moved on from it. It wasn't. I guess when I was growing up, it really wasn't a big deal. So we just kind of did our own thing.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, you guys got some old pictures, huh?
Oh yeah, they can find those. Don't you worry. That may not be the first time or last time you see that one.
Yeah.
But you guys in the clubhouse, is it like every other clubhouse? The idea when you were younger, like, I can't believe it wasn't that big a deal. Now it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, and I mean, ever since I've been in the big leagues, I mean, this is on come Little League World Series time. It's on in the clubhouse everywhere you go. So it's fun to sit back and watch the kids play and have fun.
What was it like with the kids? You get good questions today, or anybody that came up and fired anything at you?
No, I got an interview though from a girl from Sports Illustrated Kids. She did a really good job. Cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But no, I mean, kids are just, I think, are excited to see us, and I think we're excited to see them.
I think it does work. It does work both ways. Yeah, there's no question about that. When you kind of experience this, though, does it bring you back? Do you remember some of those things? Because I've read things from Bryant and Rizzo and others where it's like, yeah, I remember so-and-so and facing him. Do you have those flashbacks?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to come here and see these kids and just the excitement. You know, I think we get into the monotony of our job. You know, it's a job and it is a game still, but at the same time, I mean, we're out there competing and trying to win World Series and stuff. So it's fun to just see the excitement on their faces when they're out here and enjoying just the game of baseball.
I love what you said. Did it change for you from that 12-year-old to, your World Series winner multiple times. Do you remember what it was like? That fun, just that sheer, I'm going to the ballpark, I don't care, win or lose, get dirty, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably took maybe a handful of years, maybe a little less in the big leagues to lose that, and then it becomes, 162-game season with other things involved. So it's definitely nice to see these kids and see just how excited they are.
Well, everybody at 10, 11, 12, you have children, you all develop differently. This is the biggest guy in this tournament here. His name's Yadi Mateo. And he hits it like that. On cue. And there's your jersey shuffle.
There it is.
That Rizzo seemed to like.
Rizzo was all into it.
Oh, yeah. No, they searched him out right away.
But, yeah, everybody develops differently, and here's another replay. So you're a pitcher. How you feeling about this shot?
Yeah, I don't like it when the ball comes back at you. It's not a good feeling.
For these kids, obviously you've been in the big leagues for a long time. You've seen everything. But before a start, because some of these kids talk about, I'm nervous before a start. I go into this environment. What's it like for you now, being in the big leagues that long before you start? When you walk out to the mound, what's it feel like now?
It's the same. I still get that anxiety, those butterflies. I've told people before, if that stops, then I think it's time for me to go home. Then it just it's not fun anymore. I really enjoy competing. Now that my stuff is declining and I'm not just a power, here it is, hit it guy. I really enjoy doing the reports and trying to find hitters' weaknesses and trying to exploit that and executing that. Yeah, just going back and forth and executing that the best I can.
So what was that like? Because at the beginning of your career, were you that much into reports, and how has it changed all the way through the process to now?
Well, when I first got called up, we had reports in Boston, but we had Veritech. We just relied on tech.
Then you got stuck with Rossi,
and then I got
stuck. Now you got to go to the reports.
Yeah,
now everything totally changes.
I had to prepare,
exactly.
And Rossi relied on me.
Yep.
So he'll tell it differently. But no, as the years went on, you learn more about yourself. When I first got to the big leagues with the Red Sox, I didn't have the best command, so it was just more attacking areas as opposed to a side of the plate.
Outstuff them.
Yeah, and as I got older and I figured out, okay, this is what I can and can't do. Then the reports matter. Then you can actually go, okay, I'm going to throw a backdoor cutter here, or I'm going to throw a curveball to a right-handed hitter's back foot. Whatever. So. Yeah. As you mature as a pitcher, I think you mature in the reports.
When you guys were announced last year as the team that was coming here, and Ross may have had something to do with it, but there is a unique culture around the Cubs. It just felt like this is going to work because of the people in your group and your organization. Can you shed some light on what it's like to be a member of that group and why it really worked with your players here?
I think because we're just so young. That was a good play. I think we have such a young group that these guys relate to them easier than a lot of other teams.
Johnny, thanks very much.
Thanks for coming up.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it,
like
we are. All right, we'll continue here. Good first inning for Hawaii. The West comes to the plate as the defending champs. They're from Honolulu. This group from Maui. No, it may not be Hawaii, but it's certainly close to it. If you're talking about a baseball paradise, that is the Williamsport in the Little League World Series. We do have Hawaii here, and it's not a team from Honolulu, it's a team from Maui, where, of course, they open up the PGA Tour golf season, and we play the Maui Invitational every year on ESPN, the beautiful island of Maui. Yeah, we showed you Shane Victorino. His dad is the mayor there, and, of course, a World Series champion with a population of just over 15,000. To meet the kids, it's presented to us by Office Depot.
My name is Marley Sebastian, and my favorite video game is Minecraft.
My name is Caleb Matthias, and my favorite food is pizza.
My name is Katie Miyake Matsubayashi, and my favorite baseball player is Jock Peterson.
Hi, my name is Isaac Kimomura, and my favorite emoji is the shock emoji.
My name is Nicholas Nashila, and my favorite singer is Bruno Mars.
My name is Nakia Kalahau. My favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter.
My name is Logan Kulaloya, and my favorite food is pancakes.
My name is Duke Aloy, and my favorite game is Fortnite.
My name is Shiloh Gilliland, and my favorite athlete is Troy Polamalu.
My name is Caleb Chai, and my favorite baseball player is Jose Altuve.
My name is Jaron Pascual, and my favorite actor is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
My name is Branson Hong, and my favorite singer is Post Malone.
My name is Kamaha Oakimo, and my favorite subject is math.
Welcome back, everyone. The Little League World Series continues. We are one half of an inning in. Take a look at the Hawaii manager. That's Brad Lung. He does a tremendous job when he goes to the mound and calms everything down. He's got a wonderful way about him. We saw that last year with the coaches and managers from Honolulu. We'll see it again today. Brad has to go to the mound to deal with his pitchers. The starting pitcher for the team from New Jersey is J.R. Rosado. He was terrific in relief the other night when they took out the big fella Yadi Mateo. We look forward to watching J.R. today. And we have the manager of the Chicago Cubs joining us in the booth right now. Such a treat to have Joe Maddon here, and I'm guessing such a treat for you to be here in Williamsport as a Hazleton native. I saw you going down the hill. What's it been like, my man?
Good. I grew up an hour and 12 minutes. I Googled it. Yeah, so it's 112 to the old apartment on 11th Street. Never got here. In Little League, we never got past, I don't think, the second round.
Right.
As a kid growing up here, you always want to play at Williamsport, so getting to see it for the first time is pretty cool.
And is it pretty cool? Like, what were your expectations, and how has it done with it?
Exceeds. I didn't know how you know about watching it on TV, the backdrop and the slides and the mountain. But being from this neck of the woods, getting over here and see how pretty good catch.
Just off the wall out there.
Off the glove.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a really nice college campus. It's got all kinds of organization to it, different layers, obviously. How could you not love coming to this event and it's packed? Is that me?
Tell me about the form here, because this was really good.
You've been on a sled before. You've been on a toboggan.
Well, I watched Riz go down first, and Riz gave me a lot of good pointers.
Breaking ball for a strike. I told John Lester, it just felt when we heard you were coming, the Cubs, Joe Maddon, this was going to be a good fit. Why was I led to believe that, and how come it did deliver? What is it about the Cubs and you and the culture there?
Well, the Cubs, we got a lot of, I think, players with great charisma. I do. I think they're good baseball players, but they relate well to young people, to their contemporaries, and to others. I mean, there's something about our group. I mean, even when I'm with them, whether it's everybody talks about Javi, KB, Riz, just going to the bullpen and talk to Scopey, Johnny Lester. We have really good players that also, like I said, they have this charismatic component to them that appeals, I think, outside of Chicago. So I think that's part of it. The other part, we did win, which matters. We've had a pretty good team the last couple years, and I just think all that together, the ballpark itself, the venue is the best in all of sports, I think.
So to that point, I mean, when you saw this game show up on the schedule, and I don't know, it was halfway through the season last year, what's the first thing you thought when you saw it?
Oh, I can't wait. Really, you can't wait. You want to get there. I wanted to see it for the first time. And again, like we're just talking about, really, I thought that our guys would fit in really well here. I really, look at that.
Kids can play,
nice
can't
pick. Oh my gosh, a nice pick.
The defense here.
It's a one-handed game, man. It's a one-handed game. You should not try to get that ball with two hands. Awesome.
Say that again.
Yeah, it's a one-handed game. It's a one-handed game.
Break this down.
Yeah, because you see it, he play the ball off to his side. He can see it a whole lot better. If you try to get in front and got his two hands, like this kind of a pushy move to it, you get real stiff and the ball has a chance to hit the heel and come out. He saw the ball better by doing that, got his feet in position, was outstanding.
That's just so interesting because, I mean, when you're growing up, it's always get in front, always get in front. It also gives you a little bit more time to read whatever the hop.
It makes you longer. It makes you bigger. I mean, an outfielder, when outfielders go after balls laterally, they should really play it one-handed. It's a two-handed game for an outfielder when he has to stay behind the ball and make a throw. Then it becomes two-handed. You want to catch it to your throwing side lower. So all this stuff is germane, but everybody always wants guys to catch the ball two-handed. You see a lot of infielders get stiff when they present their hands like that.
You into the Little League World Series? What's your impression of the Little League World Series and Little League Baseball?
Outstanding. I miss him.
This may be our second home run at Lomedy, and it is. Branson Hong was retired. Jaron Pasquale, sends one over the wall. That's only the second ball we've seen leave Lomedy this season. Got 12-year-olds, no 13-year-olds, a little different bat, but that was melted.
Well, the wind's blowing in a bit from that corner, too.
That's right into the teeth of it. You want to break the swing down? You can see it again.
I can see it. My sunglasses are killing me. Okay. From the head view, sometimes you see the line, but he stayed inside that ball really well with his hands. See his backside get through. I mean, people are going to talk about launch angle a lot right there. The kid, for me, just did the right thing by getting his hands inside the ball, kept his head still, rotated on his backside. It's really actually a well-balanced approach, and it's something I would teach myself.
So 1-0 Hawaii on top.
I got to take you back because I heard you talking to Rossi on the way over. Donnie Horn.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie Horn. You were talking about a home run you hit off Donnie Horn.
Yeah.
You remembered it from 50 years ago?
Well, Gassy Horn, I think it was his uncle or his something. He was the head football coach at West Hazleton. So when I was a sophomore, we beat West Hazleton in the Thanksgiving game. I think it was 20-6. I had Jeffrey Jones deep over the middle. Unlike that throw I made here before the game, which back then I could throw a football from here up into that green stuff. So we hit Jeffrey over the middle. The field was muddy. And then Donnie was Gassy's, nephew or whatever, but he was a really good athlete too. Took him deep to right field at West Hazleton, right behind the high school, and we went 2-1, and I pitched that game too.
Joe,
I don't remember anything.
Okay, now talk us
that's
through
what I'm talking about.
What happened here?
Listen, man, that's the first 2 balls I've thrown. To that point, not bad.
Wait, one more. Yep,
Wait, one more.
Again.
And then I threw a pitch up.
Mateo over there at first, stretching, and he got to the bag in time.
Right-handed Rizzo right there.
They do bounce a little bit. They get to it too. Yeah, but you were smart. You got that third pitch and you threw a strike.
No, listen, it's that's the first 3 balls I've thrown all year. It was kind of different. The shoulder did not feel. Look at that. That's outstanding right there. Staying behind the ball. Look at that finish. See, I like when guys finish. Think of Mike Schmidt and how he finished with his hands in that position. All hands.
All right, we're finished. Thanks, my friend. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Okay, brother. All right, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it very much. You got it.
Back, everyone. The Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates did Major League Baseball themselves proud today as they showed up here and embraced the Little League World Series, and now they're both going to head over to Bowman Field. The Pirates are there and the Cubs heading that way. Chris Bryant, we're in the West. Alex Bregman, the Southwest, Louisiana. And there's Joe Jimenez of the Detroit Tigers, all wearing the shirts of the areas they grew up in. Justin Turner, of course, the West Coast guy. Kike Hernandez for the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's Trey Turner. And a team from Virginia just 30 miles outside of D.C. got another no-hitter today. Back-to-back no-hitters, and the parade of stars continues up here in our booth. Steve Kaner, of course, president of Little League International, and our friend Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball. I remember when this whole thing started. We'll start with you, Rob. And every year, especially today with what you saw with the way the players got into it, it keeps seemingly getting bigger. What's your impressions?
Well, I agree with that, Carl. And one of the things that's happened is the event has gotten a great reputation among the players. When the players tell other players how much fun it is, how great it is to be here, it really helps us grow the event.
What is the feeling? How does it work? Like, how do the Orioles and Red Sox find out, and what's been the reception when they find out?
It's always positive. I mean, we have clubs that are dying to do it. You know, there's some logistical limitations in terms of where we can bring clubs from, and people have asked us to rework the schedule in order to be in a position where they could do the game.
Really. It was funny because even Hurdle said first year, a little apprehension, didn't know what to expect, and then as soon as they see all this. Changes their opinion a little bit.
Absolutely. In fact, I was telling Commissioner, we have a little meeting with the players before the World Series starts, kind of like the principal on the first day of school. Right. And I mentioned to the kids about the Cubs and the Pirates coming in. I said, any questions? The little boy raised his hand. He said, you mean Javi Baez is going to come watch us play?
Right.
I said, yes.
You got it.
He said, really? I said, yes. He goes, I might faint. That's what it means to the kids.
Steve, take me to the inception of this. I mean, as this idea, how did the idea start, and then how did it come to fruition year one?
Well, initially we were looking for a way to attract some attention to our effort to get kids playing the game. And one of the places where we've always been so strong in the 12 and under group, largely because of what Steve and Little League Baseball does. So we thought it would just be an opportunity to highlight a relationship that we had built with Steve over time, and to emphasize the fact, whatever people say, this is the most played sport under the age of 12. Right. And this is the showcase for it. The idea of actually bringing the game here, I have to say, was Tony Petitti's. Okay. we did come and do the first site visit at Bowman Field, and we had some questions about.
Looks a little different now.
It does. It looks a lot better than it did, and it's been a great venue for us. And hats off to the state of Pennsylvania working with us on the funding. It's been a really positive relationship here all the way around.
I mean, from London, and Rav and I did the game in Omaha this year. That was the first time it had been there. Just the growth of in the different places that you've gone and taken a game. It's been really cool to see.
Well, we are big on the idea of taking the game places where people don't ordinarily have a chance to see our product live. I think this event is unique in that we've started to think about this one as a regular part of our ongoing program.
Keep thinking that way. We like that.
Well, that's the result of having a commissioner who played Little League.
I know.
That's
upstate New York superstar tooth fell out, I think, on his way to a game, and then he continued on and got a big hit. Is that right? Something like that?
Yeah, knocked out is actually the answer. But I don't like to talk about my Little League career. It was a very disappointing undertaking all the way around.
Look out. Oh, I thought we had one.
We're all right. No, I would just add that, we need each other. Little League baseball, our kids are dreaming about putting on a Major League Baseball uniform someday. And when they get to see these guys up close and personal and have them pay some attention to them on a day, it's just unbelievable. And, Commissioner and I have had this conversation a number of times. We're probably the best farm system for fan development that baseball can have. I mean, we're not really a pipeline for players. Some of these kids will go on and play Major League Baseball, but the overwhelming majority of them will become fans for the rest of their lives. And that's the way we want to look at it. We want kids playing the game and having fun with their friends, doing that kind of stuff.
Right field, and Marley Sebastian is there. What do you make, we've seen the players up on the hill. I think to me the unique part of coming here is you have players able to do things that you wouldn't otherwise do. You're not doing that at Fort Bragg. You're not doing that in Omaha.
I agree with that, and it does.
Rizzo's got a smile on his face like he hasn't had in years.
Yeah. I think it's really special for the handful of players that come every year that played here. I always think that's a great part of the story. But for all of our players, I think they feel a connection to this youthful experience. Obviously, they all went through it, and it's one place where they show so well. They just do the right thing for the game every time they come to visit.
We had talked about it yesterday, and then we showed it today. Todd Frazier, who obviously played here, and then you get a New Jersey team here, trying to hook up with these kids last week, couldn't. And then called back and said, I want to make sure that we get this done.
Yeah.
And so 2 days later, they did it. And these kids from New Jersey never forget that. And to that point, I mean, the guys that played here, I mean, they get it before they show up, and they tell everybody before they get it.
Well, you didn't see it over here. As soon as Hugh Darvish got off the bus, they put him in a jitney, took him right to the Japanese team so he could sit there and talk with those kids and engage with them. So that's the beauty of it.
And for many of these kids around the world, they'll never see another Major League game.
Well, we were talking about that earlier, to see a real Major League game live, particularly in an intimate setting like that. I mean, I've made a joke about Bowman Field before. Actually, that's a great visual right there, right?
Look at those kids.
Actually, Bowman Field is great because it gives the kids a chance to be closer to Major League players than they ever would have a chance to do.
Yeah. Two quick ones, and I know we have two outs here as Joel Sanchez steps in. There was a team from Cuba, of course, Steve, and you guys were working on that nearly got here. And you, of course, brought a game to Cuba. The idea that at some point in the future, Cuba's going to get here.
Right.
And that's another way to expose those kids to this environment and Major League players that they otherwise never would have. That must really make an impact on you.
I think it's the work that Steve's done in terms of getting Cuba into the Little League fold. Absolutely phenomenal. Steve went with us on the trip to Cuba, and has had tremendous success in terms of getting Little League established there, and I think it's really important for the game over the long haul.
And then secondly, the idea that this is the great sort of foundation for your future fans. How do we quantify that? Is it working? Is it growing?
Yeah, look, our fandom is really strong, really strong. Sometimes, people look at things like ratings where everyone's ratings are kind of on the downslide because of the changes in the media environment. But our fandom is really, really strong, and it gets built here.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Keep up the great work. Steve, Rob, thanks very much. Enjoy the game tonight. We will see you there. This presentation of Little League World Series continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Cubs and Pirates first pitch from historic Bowman Field, 1926. I'm sure a lot of people are like, why is it always historic? I mean, you built something in 1926. It's got some history to it.
It counts. It is historic.
It's a smaller clubhouse than they're used to. The Chicago Cubs. I don't think we have disco lights and 17 food stations, but we do have Chick-fil-A here, which of course has become wildly popular with the ESPN crew. Let's meet the players. It is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And of course, this is in Williamsport, so we're going to focus on the current Major League Baseball players that played at the World Series. We mentioned Frazier. Bellinger was here, it feels like yesterday. That was 07. And Lance Lynn, 1999. He, of course, got a chance to come back. So did Randall Grichuk. Profar, his brother's playing right now. Scott Kingery and Jonathan Scope.
Jurek Profar, 73 miles an hour today. I think it's the hardest we've seen anybody throw here.
Right on top of the plate, and Akima will head to first after getting hit by a pitch. And we understand we're kind of splitting duties between the Little League World Series game and all the folks that were up here. And thanks to John Lester and Joe Madden, Steve Keener, and Rob Manfred, Hawaii does have a 1-0 lead. Jaron Pasquale with a home run. And now we settle in, and this is an important game. You go to 2-0, you're off a couple of days, you're feeling really good about yourselves. And these are two teams, I even think like Louisiana and certainly Virginia, with 2 no-hitters to start their World Series, believe they are going to be United States champions. And Logan Kulaloya is going to be at the plate. He's the pitcher and pitching really well. J.R. Rosado fires a fastball. You want to go deep dive into baseball. You don't usually do it with Little League, but boy, that home run he gave up, he's throwing such a power fastball, and he spun a slider in there, and Pasquale hammered it.
Yeah, he was just waiting on it. I like the Joe Madden breakdown of the swing.
Yes. Here's a bunt, a little too hard. Rosado will go to second. No, off the bat. Good call by our second base umpire. That looked like a Major League call, and in fact, it is a Major League umpire, Alan Porter, who gave a great hand description of what happened when Garcia's foot came off the bag.
How great is that? It's kind of like, I mean, you talk about guys that get in the game defensively and the ball just finds you. Yeah. This is the exact same thing for the umpire. So Alan Porter, all right, we're in perfect position, right
great
on
call.
it. Now we're going to tell you why. That is perfect.
Beautiful. Duke Aloy, this is popped up. It's going to be playable. Josiah Sharp is there for the out. He'll throw it to third, and whoo, easy, man. Nearly overthrew Derek Escobar. But instead, just an out. And now 1 away. Feels like Rosado would be a good matchup because he does throw a breaking ball. Remember, in their first meeting, Hawaii got all over Marshall Luke and his fastball. Similar velocity to Rosado. And it's a team that can hit a pitch with high velocity. Here's a bunt. This one is right to third. Escobar will go across the diamond. No one's there. No one is there. And 2 runs are going to come in to score. And it's 3-0 Hawaii. All the other infielders thought Escobar was going to pick it up and step on third base. Mateo at first vacated the bag.
It's bunted hard enough. Not enough time to go all the way back, but that's usually the thoughts that you're going to have, because guys on first and second, you want to bunt it to third, force the third baseman to make the play, because usually you have to go across the diamond, and I think everybody else thought he was going to go back to third. Derek Escobar had a little bit different idea, and Hawaii adds 2.
So the manager is coming out.
Why is he at second base? Huh? Oh, it was on a timeout. He went over there.
Yeah, he was already at second base. You can hear Jairo Labrador talking to Major League Baseball.
Hey, if you're going to go argue, that's probably not the guy to go argue with. You may want to pick somebody else.
It's over. It's over. All right, hey, you got to cover on that, right? On the bunt. As soon as I move him up, you got to know you got to squeeze over. And listen to me. We're gonna hit. Let's get these next guys out. So what, boys? Calm down, relax. Stop looking up there. Let's get the next guy. All right, they like the bunt, right? So let's be prepared. All right, boys, come on. Let's go. We're good. We're good, Sal. Let's move on, Bob. Be a leader. It's okay, Bobby. Hey, you're good. You're good. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Good message. He gave Escobar a hug and a kiss as he walks back to the dugout. So Hawaii now with a 3-0 lead. Caleb Mathias, who bats ninth with Sebastian on second. 2 errors in the inning. Uncharacteristic for this Mid-Atlantic team. Usually a really solid fielding team. Delay piece from Rosado before he threw that ball. It didn't really fool Mathias in the 9 spot.
Marcus Stroman's been in Met for, what, 2 weeks, and he's already leaving an impact on the kids from New Jersey.
How about that? Impressionable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like that. And there for a strike. Keeps that leg and that foot in the air for a half second longer this at-bat.
Quick pitches.
Caleb Mathias, 5'4", 117. Nickname is Lefty, but he only bats lefty. He throws right-handed. On the ground to second. No advancement, now going to third, and he is in trouble. And out at third base. Ran into a double play. Marley Sebastian gunned down by Yadi Mateo, and that's just what New Jersey needed.
All right, now we're kind of freezing this ground ball to the right side. That first move has to be to go to third. Good heads-up play by Yadi Mateo. Recognizes it right away. The play's not over at first base. A bullet across the diamond to finish the double play. But 2 more for Hawaii. 2 in the books. It's 3-0.
Impactful memories being made here at Williamsport, and tomorrow we'll do it all again, 11 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN. Kentucky will take on Australia. Our friend Kevin Connor is going to join us here in Williamsport. He and Tim Kirkshire will have that. Mexico, Venezuela. We'll have Minnesota, Louisiana, and Rhode Island also in action tomorrow. So another big day. It just keeps on moving like a train down the tracks. Little League World Series.
Ball.
9, then the top of the order, and we'll see if New Jersey can do anything to get some offense going. This is Josiah Sharp. Nickname is Wheels because he does have those. He can move around the bases. And you heard Jairo Labrador talk. This is a team that can put some runs on the board in a hurry. Bunted foul. They were all over that effort by Sharp, who steps in at 4'5".
Scouting report's out. That's the problem. If the nickname is Wheels, the scouting report is he may bunt. Wheels tried it right there.
He's the fastest player on the team. He also plays hoop. How'd you like to try to guard Josiah Sharp?
Nope, I'll take the big guy.
Off speed, you can see Duke Aloy behind home trying to move that glove just a little bit. Try to get the strike call. Inside, and now we go full 3-2, and New Jersey needs some base runners here in the 3rd inning of 6. Back over the head of the pitcher, fielded cleanly, and the throw to first. Whoa! Wheels was called safe at first. We'll see if the West wants to review that or not. Yep, right out of the dugout comes the manager, Lung, what did you think first blush?
First blush is the nickname fits. That's first blush because I thought he was out. Yeah, he is barely, but doesn't take away from the fact that he really got down the line and how quick that transfer is too. Isaac Imamura is the second baseman, and he's got to get rid of this one quick. Watch this. That's like that third baseman play where you got to throw off the right foot. He's got one chance, and the one chance looked like it was just quick enough.
It did, but you're right. Josiah Sharp. Question was that foot off the base? Hard to see from here. Did that right foot pop off the bag?
I think we're good there.
How about the stretch from Nikea Kahalahau? It's a tough angle there, too. Didn't look like it slid forward, though. And here's the review. At first base, he is now called out, so the call overturned. And Sharp goes back to the dugout. Good play by the West. One thing about teams from Hawaii, they tend not to cost themselves runs. They're clean, don't make too many mistakes. And now top of the order, Sal Garcia. These five guys, this is where the damage is usually done for New Jersey. From Garcia to Rosado, Mateo, Capandisa, who had the big hit in their opener, and Escobar. Going to be a real great feeling to know that you're 1-0 too. Like, you know, you want to win the game, obviously, but we're playing another meaningful game, regardless of the outcome. That little security blanket
and help you relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Hit him in the helmet,
I think it's clipped off the top of the helmet, so that's a big runner for New Jersey with two big hitters coming up. Yeah, right off the top of the helmet. And then we went mask, too, of the home plate umpire.
That hit everybody.
I believe that's the old double doink.
Triple. That Duke Aloy. We got the home plate umpire, Matthew Bingaman.
Triple doink?
Yeah. The rarely seen triple.
Now J.R. Rosado trying to help his cause, the opposing pitcher. Center field coming in is Mathias right there, and he throws all the way back to first, but Garcia gets back in time. Well hit from J.R. Rosado, but it is caught. The journey to the Little League World Series starts in T-ball, so visit littleleague.org/T-ball. Learn how to give the youngest Little Leaguers the opportunity to have fun and learn the game. All right, here's Yadi Mateo. He sent a rocket up to the pitcher the first time up. At 5'11", 231 pounds. Game one sent two to the warning track. Underrated aspect of that double play to end the inning. How about that throw from Mateo from first to third?
Oh, it was a bullet, and it was right on the bag.
No
you just
doubt.
catch it and drop your glove down.
Mateo had a couple of home runs at the regionals and really became kind of a folk hero in Elizabeth, New Jersey. With his play, his size, his exuberance, enthusiasm. Got a 2-0 count, now 3-0, so you can see they're trying to stay away from big 35. Green light?
Yeah.
Think?
Yeah, I don't think Yachty knows the sign for tape. that was left out of the scouting report.
Mateo, that one off the end of the bat, but it gets down in front of the center fielder, and Yadi Mateo, showing he's a good hitter, is now 2 for 2.
We gave him something to go after right here. It's a little bit down and out of the zone maybe, but lets him stay on it just enough. So good extension. Doesn't get the barrel, kind of caps it right off the end, but that's where the strength comes in. Enough to get it over the or the shortstop's head, and keep the inning going. That 2-out hit.
Yachty is 3 for 5 at the World Series. Unlike most of the Little League teams, Hawaii's outfielders play very deep. You see them, Hakima, Matthias, and Sebastian. They are right up against that warning track. So we talked about the top 5 in this order. Capandisa, huge hit the other night, and had a terrific regionals as well, both at the plate and on the mound. And this ball is lifted to right field. Look where Sebastian is, though, right there. So many outfields have been playing shallow. Not the case for Hawaii. And New Jersey hits a couple of them into the gloves of the outfielders.
That's why they're playing them there, Rap.
Yeah.
Scouting reports all over. A couple hard hit balls, but still 3-0 Hawaii.
Welcome back, everyone. Little League World Series on the Major League Baseball Little League World Series Classic Day. It started early this morning, right around 10:40, when the Pirates deplaned, and then they dove right into it. Say this about the Pirates and the Cubs: they didn't waste a minute when they got onto the complex. Yu Darvish, immediately surrounded by the kids from Japan, took a picture with them, signed some autographs, as did Javier Baez of the Chicago Cubs. Archer and Rizzo were playing catch, some on the field and some way up near the top of the hill. And the Pirates helped the opening of the game between Canada and Mexico, while Madden and Rizzo and Bryant went all cardboard tobogganing, and then they helped open up this game. And then Joe Madden's first pitch, finally.
Well, hold on. First pitch.
Well, his third first pitch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
All right.
Right back up the middle, and boy, Rosado had to duck pretty quickly. As Isaac Imamura is aboard.
Look how short this swing is. And straight to it, barrels it up. I remember that feeling. I had it too many times.
It's down.
You know, the more you do it, and I've done it for 15 years, but there are certain qualities around teams, and Hawaii is one of those where you just know, like, they're not going to hurt themselves, and they end up facing teams that make 1 or 2 errors, and that's like the difference in the game. And so far today, there's a pass ball, runner into scoring position, 2 errors for New Jersey. It just is one of those groups you cannot give them any extra outs or make mistakes against them.
So they seem like they take advantage of everyone, and they seem like they don't make too many themselves.
Yeah.
And that combination usually leads to win a lot of games.
They do it against the top of the order, too. It spells some trouble. The home run hitter, Jaron Pasquale, on deck. Sato throws one just wide. And the count goes to 3-1. JR 5'3", 125. Favorite team, the Yankees. That's called a strike, 3-2. And this is a little boy that has had, as he describes it, a natural cannon since he was little. Natural cannon.
That's kind of the way it goes.
That was it right there. Tough place to try to foul the ball off, but Branson Hung was able to do it. Role model, Mariano Rivera. Most like to meet Mariano Rivera. Natural cannon like Mariano Rivera.
A little natural cutter like Mariano Rivera right there.
This is just what Hawaii did to Louisiana, though, at Marshall Luke. You know, this is like a typical major league team. They just keep fouling balls off. Pitch counts rise. Eventually you make a bit of a mistake and they hammer you. That one down, ball 4. So 2 on. Here comes Jaron Pasquale. This was the home run.
Rev, you said it was unbreakable. What's the spin coming in? Spin coming in, trying to go away, and that one doesn't get there. Stays middle in, and that was a sweet swing. Short to it. It's the furthest ball we've seen hit.
Yes, sir. Yep, that's a second home run. Fastball on the fist. There's a play at third. Rosado, the cannon. Escobar got his foot down. Yes, he did. And how about that natural cannon? Because he got a speedy runner in Imamura at third base to cut down the lead runner.
Okay, so here's what I like, all right? So you give up a home run the time before on a breakable, and you come back and go fastball on the inside part of the plate. So that's confidence. I mean, that is not thinking back to what the previous at-bat was before, then knowing what the situation is, throw there, foot there, just in time. Escobar just got it back to get the lead runner. Love the pitch selection, though. After giving up the home run the time before, challenged him with a fastball and tied him up.
Oh, it's down.
That's for me. Nakaya. Yep. Kahalehau. Kahalehau. Sure.
Thank you.
Shallow left field, and it's in front of Sharp. Runner coming home now. The brakes are on, and Rosado will cut it off. Bases are loaded. Kahalehau delivers. And now KP, Harold Labrador comes to the mound. 36 pitches have been thrown.
Hey, you pitched fantastic, bro. I need you at shortstop. I need Sal to come in here. Yep, I need Sal to come in here and do his thing. Let's play some defense behind him.
35, right?
Yes, sir, I need you, okay? Hey, look at me. We'll see him again. We'll see him again, I promise. All right, boys? All right, hey, we're good. Either after we win today or when we face him again, no matter what. Let's go. Hey, look at me. Let's play some solid defense. Let's get ourselves back in here, all right? We got a forced play at home. We got corners in, okay? We're pinching in the middle. Got it? Got it? Hey, pinching in the middle.
We'll take a timeout. Pitching change here. If they lose, they play tomorrow. And when you come out of the loser's bracket, you're going to need a lot of arms, and they're trying to save one. And a special thank you to its official sponsors, Cigna and Adidas, help maintaining the strength and leadership of the Little League program. They also want to thank its dedicated volunteers who make this program a special experience for the millions of children. And what a special day for the thousands of folks that were here today with the major leaguers in town. I like it. Future president. We just
aim high.
Early for us to see that. That's great.
That's right. We have our first.
We are so far ahead of the curve.
22nd entrance into the 2020.
Nicholas Nishima is going to be a pinch hitter with the bases loaded. New pitcher is Sal Garcia.
Not a comfy spot to come into right now for Sal Garcia. Look around. All the bases are full. One out.
Corner infielders in. Mateo and Escobar. The first pitch. Strike one. Cannot afford to let a ball go to the backstop. Fair ball down the line. What a pinch hit by Nishima. Hong is in. Pascal is in. Being waved in is Kalahea. He is safe as well. Ball gets by. 3-run score. 6-0 Hawaii. Nicholas Nishima delivers in a big way.
Tell you, this is not an easy pitch to handle either. It's a fastball in on his hands, but watch those hands pull in. So the hands pull in, the head stays right on it, and because those hands come in, he's able to keep that thing fair. If you hook around it, you're going to hook it foul. Instead, barrel stays on it. It's true down the left field line, drives in 3, and the pitch hitter Nicholas Nishima standing at third base. 4D replay all the way around. The head stays right on it. It doubles the lead. Now 6-0 Hawaii.
Well, Brad Lung pulled the right card there in getting Nishima to be a pinch hitter. And he brought in all 3, and now he'll continue his pinch hitting parade. Kaden Miyake Matsubayashi. Got some tears of joy there from the island of Maui. Well, if you're going to make the trip from Hawaii all the way to Williamsport, you may as well have one of those moments, not more than one, right? Bunted foul.
Foul.
That one runs a little high. Joel Sanchez hasn't been catching for very long, but they realize we got some power arms. We're going to need somebody back there that can handle the likes of Mateo and Rosado. And he's been terrific. Frame that one in there for a strike. And his baseball hero, of course, Gary Sanchez of the Yankees.
That's out.
Pretty good one there.
That's a better one on the corner, and we have a strikeout. Second out of the inning. Matsubayashi goes back to the bench. And it looks like Caleb Chai is going to bat. Caleb's one of those that you kind of gravitate towards. He's very outgoing. One of his class presidents.
He is the class president.
He is. I guess he is the guy. Not vice president or secretary of state. He's just the guy.
President Chai.
Right. I'm your guy. Vote for Chai.
Simple always works better. It's a shorter sign. It's a little bit cheaper to make.
Caleb also not afraid to do a little cross country. Ran a sub 8 mile in 4th grade. Ouch. Off the bat. So sub 8 in 4th grade.
New baseball.
When was your first sub 8?
We're still waiting on that one.
Okay. Soon, though. I
don't know if that one's ever going to get hung up on the wall.
Play.
We're talking about Joel Sanchez behind the plate. He makes them all look better, man. The ability to receive. Rossi was talking about this the other day. Just the receivers at this age and how advanced some of these kids are. Knowing which pitches to stick, which to let move just a little bit further. It takes a lot of reps, and for a kid to be able to do that at this age, that's pretty advanced.
Chai is gone. Back-to-back strikeouts there, and important for Sal Garcia. But another hit parade here in the 3rd inning for Hawaii.
One in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the 3rd. That's 6 runs for Hawaii. This presentation of Little League World Series will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Give it away to an evening of Major League Baseball, and the Cubs have made their way over to Bowman Field. Joe Madden off the bus, got the shells around his neck as he was greeting the team from Hawaii, so he's all in.
He may have those on all game.
I can see that. I can see that.
Absolutely. Kyle Schwarber's got a new hat.
Pirates over there, and this is the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown, 5:30 Eastern Time. Tim Kirkshin, Mark Teixeira join me, and we will kick it off to the guys in just 7 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN for first pitch. Cubs Pirates. Heading to the 4th, and Hawaii comfortably up 6-0. Another well-pitched game by Hawaiian pitcher Logan Kulalea. First game, Jaron Pasquale, outstanding, and now you go to the lefty Kulalea. And he has just lived sort of Tom Glavine-esque on the outside corner.
1-1.
See if maybe the team from New Jersey starts to get up on the plate a little bit more and turn one around. It's not going to happen here as Imamura throws at Escobar.
If you do, he can do that to you too.
Yeah.
So we go way away. I don't know if it was intended to be a cutter, but it worked, and that's how you get it on a guy's hands right there.
Jamie Tamayo will step in. We'll step down to Julie.
Hey, Carl, I found Logan's parents, Stan and Kimberly, and I can't even imagine his mom, even at 6'0". How you're feeling right now?
My stomach is in knots, all twisted. That's the truth.
That is the truth. Stan, we were talking earlier about the buzz within Hawaii. First team from Maui to make it to the Little League World Series. How is it back home?
Well, we haven't been back home, but from what I hear, it's the buzz. And these kids got a lot of backing from the guys back home, and I think it shows. And, you know, they play with a lot of pride for Hawaii and Maui.
What is it about these Hawaiian teams so good year in and year out, you think?
I think, honestly, we have 365 days of playable baseball weather, whether they play or not. But I think that, you know, everybody pushes each other over there. Iron, you know, sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. And we got a bunch of good kids back home that would love to be here, but these guys are lucky enough to make it. And, you know, that's awesome for us.
Kimberly, take a breath. It's going to be okay. You're good. Enjoy the game.
Breathe. Breathe. Sun is doing phenomenally well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Bounces one there, and Tamayo's going to take a base. Yeah, I think 365 days of baseball weather also contributes to some success. Would agree with that.
You still got to practice, though. I mean, it's one thing to have the weather. You still got to have kids that really want to get out there and get better and practice. And you can tell that these kids do.
Fantastic job. Fantastic job. Guys, don't lose focus right now. Okay, don't lose focus. Okay, we're in the game to the end. Okay, concentrate on what we came here to do. Okay, stay focused. Don't lose focus. You can go left field. Go, Isaac. Let's go.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have a change. Isaac Imamura is going to come on in. And Logan Kulolea is going to head to the outfield. So we'll take a timeout here in South Williamsport at the Little League World Series. The team from Maui feeling very good right now, leading 6-0. Howdy, and Kyle Peterson, Carl Ravitch. Reminder, hey, Sports Center Sunday Night Baseball, and then Kenny Mayne and Michael Leaves will handle it for you. Key to baseball's races down the stretch, and boy, there's some good races. The American League wild card, tremendous. The National League Central, the National League wild card, the National League East. Get a couple of divisions that are a bit one-sided. That, of course, is historic Bowman Field. So following the Pirates and the Cubs. Rocky Bleier story, terrific return to Vietnam, and just an amazing job by the group at ESPN to provide that story as we watch Rocky Bleier 50 years after being hurt. Nadia Hasselbeck will sit down and talk with Russell Wilson. So that's Sports Center after the baseball. We get Little League here with Isaac Imamura now on the mound for Hawaii. And he's throwing a strike in there. Facing Santi Alvarez. We have Tamayo at first and a 6-0 lead. This one is laced into right field. That's going to get down and then fielded and thrown back in. Tamayo to third base. Oh, he is out. Tamayo just kept going, and he is thrown out at third base. Marley Sebastian, watch how quick he gets this ball, Kyle. Fires it back into first base. And how aware Kahalahau is to throw to third.
I'll tell you this, if he throws it to second base, I think he got runners at first and second. He probably holds right there. I don't know if he could see it. It looked like maybe the turn was happening anyway. But yes, the presence of mind like Kahalahau to throw it all the way across the diamond. You don't see that play very much. The throw from right field and spin and throw it to third. He put it right on the bag.
Emmanuel Nunez. And again, we've talked about, you don't want to harp on it, but teams make mistakes against teams like Hawaii and Japan and South Korea that they generally don't make. it ends up really hurting you. That one is a swing and a miss, gets away from the catcher, and down to second base goes Santi Alvarez. So 2 down, top of the 4th of the 6th inning game. Cubs and Pirates later this evening. Here on ESPN with our Baseball Tonight Sunday night countdown show starting at 5:30 Eastern Time. They're going to send Yamil Soto back in as a pinch runner. See, the Nationals and Brewers played a wild game last night. It was 15-14. Won by the Brewers as that out is retired. The Nationals, after losing with 14 runs last night, have scored 13 more today. And they're winning 13-4 over the Brewers. 0 on the board for the Mid-Atlantic team. Oh, a little pepperoni pizza for the KP man. I can see it now.
Major leaguers present and maybe future get together in Williamsport, connected by common dreams as the whole world watches. For the kids, it's a day to get close to their idols. For the big league players, it's a time to recall and give back to the game they love. This is the Little League Classic.
Little League Classic, a huge success. Huge crowds again on hand today. Upwards of 17,000, 18,000, just like yesterday. The weekends are always banged out here. As you take a look at our Honda game summary, it is Hawaii 6, New Jersey nothing. Both these teams 1-0. The loser right back at it tomorrow, and the winner. Wait, what?
What we got?
I don't know. I'm seeing some dark clouds. I'm looking out at the hill here and then the mountain in the background, and it looks beautiful, but ooh.
I think we're good.
If you're on top of the mountain and you're looking back, it's getting a little dark.
That's across the Susk. Everything just kind of breaks up before it gets here. We're all right. We're okay.
The mighty Sus working to save our game today. It serves so many purposes. 17,198.
I nailed that. I had 17-2 today, so we're tied.
We are playing for the tie. Peterson 17-2 takes the over, and he is right on. Shiloh Gillibrand now up. Gilliland, I should say. And he looks at a strike. Brad Lung has now used all of his players, and that one is laced to center field. Nice play out there by Jaden Capandisa. That thing had some tail on it, moving away from the lefty, but he was able to corral it in a big Jaden Capandisa smile.
Get a little Jersey shake after that one. We usually see it on the hits. This time we see it on defense. Watch this, and that's not easy when it's right at you, but the glove extended the entire time, so he doesn't have to flip it down right at the last minute. Lays out, quick first out here to start the 4th.
Caleb Mathias, first pitch swinging. Strike one.
Sal Garcia's come in throwing BBs.
They have arms. That's why I'm sure they'll go back and review this, and they're into the video that the mistakes they made really hurt them. They got all sorts of talent on this team. Ooh. See you later, Caleb Mathias. That's a good hitter in the 9 spot. Third strikeout for Sal Garcia since he's entered the game. KP, where's that going?
On. Julie, don't touch it. Julie?
Yes!
I thought we talked about this.
It's my boy Dirk.
Really?
Hey, you guys hungry? You want some of this?
Who's you
want me to
guys?
bring some up to you?
Only for pepperoni
Mitch, are you
pizza.
willing to share any of this?
I don't think we should share with them.
Whoa, wait.
I don't think so either. I'm sorry, boys.
Mitch, come on.
No, I'm just joking.
What's up with Mitch?
Come on. I think I could pound this whole pizza, actually. Oh, it's even hot. Dirk, you're the man. Thank you, Dirk.
Me?
You guys just enjoy that. That's great. Really great.
Happy for you. I'm happy. Julie, I want you to enjoy it. Honestly,
This is
I'm
a
happy
hard
for
gig,
you.
this Little League World Series.
Yeah.
It really is.
Go sit on the hill, eat your own pizza.
I've been working hard today thanks to Major League Baseball. This is good stuff.
Yeah, wasn't the first time we heard from Jules in like the 4th?
I thought Julie actually went over to Bowman. I thought she just checked out.
Yeah.
She's been...
So let us know when you're ready, Jules.
Throw that box of pizza right on the lid.
Who's going to go sit in center field?
You know where to find me.
We got one on the mouth.
What do you say?
We got one in the mouth.
My kids actually said, Mom, are you working there or just eating? I swear to God. Last time I talked to them, I was kind of just eating.
Good play.
Rosado looking solid at short. Jose Reyes, Omar Vizquel, J.R. Rosado, Francisco Lindor, all of the greats. And Rosado looks up to them all, especially Lindor. N4, Foudy pounding pizza. Well, and Chris Archer getting set as the Pirates and the Cubs will take on each other.
We're here in Williamsport. Buckle up.
It is Players Weekend. We got all sorts of nicknames. And we remind everyone that Little League Grow the Game grant initiative has distributed over $4 million to local Little League programs, providing funding, facility repairs, and improvement to expand or establish softball challenger division and urban initiative programs. For more information, visit littleleague.org/growthegame.
Really? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you now?
I left you a few slices.
Did you now?
Left you a few there.
Is there even anything in there?
KP, it's a little
no
hard
way
for me to pound a whole pizza. Or
Oh,
I
you
might
did?
have.
Okay.
I know, see?
I said no
You
chance.
didn't even trust it.
I said no
I didn't
way.
at all. I thought it was going to be
Ronnie
empty.
didn't trust
I was
it.
like-
I thought something was jumping out of it.
Certain it was going to be empty. Rab, I'll talk to you in the 6th.
Gosh.
Goodbye to Kyle. Terrific.
I think I'm that bad. Have something jump out of the pizza.
Mom, are you working or just eating? What is it?
I'm just
Yes. The answer is yes.
That is working.
LJ Aponte bats here. We're in the top of the 5th inning. And it is kind of knocking on the door. You can just tell by the punting being elevated and those dark, nasty-looking clouds. There is rain in the area.
I see a window right there.
Right,
See that? I
that's
see a
small.
window. I think we're okay.
That is a very large window, which should allow us to wrap this bad boy up. On the ground to first, fair ball.
Such a big
stick
boy.
on the bag. The Halelo just kind of took his time, but he got the out.
I think he thought it was foul. Watch this. Hits fair in front now. Just touch it just in case.
So Aponte retired. Top of the order, Sal Garcia looking for his first hit. Check swing, and there it is. Sure, we'll take that. That's a hit. You never know, do you?
No, not in this part of the lineup. Talk about the runs that New Jersey's had the ability to put up. Sal Garcia has been so good since coming onto the mound. This time gets him going with a one-out single. It's enough of it right there. That's okay. He's excused. That's a knock right there. First hit of the game for Sal.
Strike one to J.R. Rosado. Say this about the folks from Elizabeth and the team that cheers on New Jersey. They have not had their enthusiasm dampened at all. They were really loud the other night, but they have hung with this group, and they'll be back at it again. Whether the team wins or loses, they'll play again.
No.
Rosado has to duck out of the way of that one. And that one goes out of play as well.
No. Nope. Nope. Window. Gotta see. Huge window.
Maybe just move the field to where the blue sky is.
It's just vantage point. We should go to historic Bowman Field. Finish this one off right now. That's not in the line.
Count goes to 2-2 against Elmira Youth Little League. And that's it. They are going to bring the players off the field. We have that lightning strike within an 8-mile radius, and you can see the home plate umpire pulling the kids off the field. And while it may not be raining here, anytime there is lightning within an 8-mile radius, everybody comes off the field, and you are then thrust into a 30-minute delay. So the clock has started, but every subsequent lightning strike also means another 30 minutes gets added to the clock. It's not like this one snuck up on us.
No, the old
Ghostbusters sky.
The old art of positive thinking doesn't always work.
KP had a smooth sailing.
Almost.
Now we'll start breaking down whether it's just a small band.
It's quick. It's quick. This is one of those that just breezes right on through, Rav. I think we're okay, bud.
Famous final words.
Nailed it so far. Why start now?
I think we're okay. I'm having the round of my life. So at 3:46 in the afternoon, we've got into a rain delay, and of course we got another big game kind of on tap tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time with the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. It's not dampening anything. The truth is, for the most part, all the festivities between the major league players and the little leaguers have already happened, and now they're waiting for this game to end, and then we're going over to Bowman to watch a major league game. But boy, they have memories they're never going to forget.
No, I mean today, you can't say it enough. I mean, it's the reality of it. It's so cool today to see Rizzo going down the hill and Joe Madden going down the hill and the whole crew. These kids they're never going to forget this day. And the guys in that airplane aren't ever going to forget this day either.
They know what they represent, but when you see it and you see kids on a tarmac running to you and you're getting asked, I thought it served as a real reminder for these guys that they are held in such high regard and looked on so favorably by these kids. Kind of grounds you a little bit, doesn't it? Like, oh, wow, okay, now another reminder. Because you see it, but you don't see it this close. You don't hear it this close. Here you can kind of put a face to a kid, and that's important. And they'll have these pictures of these guys for a long, long time. The whole process from rising in Pittsburgh, getting on a plane, it's about a 40-minute flight, then about a 20-minute bus ride with all sorts of stuff going on the bus, including having cameras there, including David Ross interviewing Joe Madden. So the question for the players was, does the anticipation match the event? And to a man, they all said it exceeded it. How often as a major league player you're sitting in a grove playing little leaguers in MLB The Show? Like, that doesn't happen.
No, Adam Frazier's probably playing with himself right there. I mean, it's I'm going to hit myself third right here, and then you guys pick whoever you want to play on the other side. Bags going, ping pong going. It's Camara Barti, Omaha guy right there, by the way.
Yep. Did you ever get a chance to go and say hello to your peeps?
I did, yeah. I saw Mark Loretta, Anthony Iapoce, two guys that I play with. I did not see Camara, but hopefully I'll see him over at the game tonight. Yeah, it was fun. A few guys I haven't seen in a long time.
So among the activities, ping pong. We had some Fortnite dancing going on too.
Nice. You got that one. Which one is that?
I'm thinking Orange Julius.
Going Orange Julius. That's where I was going too.
Is it Orange Julius or Orange Justice?
Sure. Yep. Orange Julius Justice is that one that one is. It's kind of all the above.
I think it's Orange Justice. Yep. Bryant signed us some autographs. And that kind of like the parting of the sea here with the players parading through the fans. Former Indiana Hoosier.
There you go, Ralph.
Kyle Schwarber. Current superstar in Major League Baseball, Javier Baez. And for most of the day, you could see the skies were blue, the temperature was in the mid-80s. And we've seen the Cardinals enjoy this and the Phillies enjoy it, the New York Mets, the Pirates before, and next year it's going to be the Orioles and the Red Sox. I mean, I can't imagine being that kid on the receiving end of Anthony Rizzo firing BBs at you on the top of the hill at the Little League World Series.
Yeah, we're just hanging out up top of the hill.
And Rizzo shows up.
Hey, you want to play catch? Yeah, man, that sounds fine. I'll do that.
I'm sorry, you're Anthony Rizzo, correct?
Yep, we're going to play catch. Then I'm going to go down the hill.
You know, a lot of times the horses get into the gate and they wait because the gate's not open. Rizzo got on that thing and just went.
Yep.
There was not going to be a green light. We're going.
So did Chris Bryant. Chuck Torres giving him a push on the way down the hill. I like that.
And then trying to run down after him.
Yep. And we know speed was going to be at a premium right here. Spin the hat backwards. Joe Madden leans back. Jersey shake for everybody. Not a bad day, Rav. Not a bad day.
Justin Labrador was there shaking it with Anthony Rizzo, and then you come onto this great field where you've already been blown away, and there are a bunch of Chicago Cubs there waiting for you. And I think it was maybe the shells around the neck that affected the manager, Joe Madden, who back in the day was a tremendous quarterback over at Hazleton. As he said, he could throw it from home plate to the bushes out there in center field. So, you know, he's throwing it 100 some odd yards. Kids are great.
That was the best. Is that Duke Aloy? It is. That's Duke Aloy, the catcher in our game. See that first? He didn't have a chest protector on. The first one he tried to block. He tried to go out and block it. I love it.
So as the tarp gets put on the field, chance to look back on another special moment from earlier today. That was when Julie and Chris Archer got together sharing the microphone.
All right, Chris. Chris just said to me, remember, I am not a rookie. I got this.
He's not
Chris,
a TV rookie.
He's not a TV rookie. This is your first time here, though, to Williamsport. What do you think of it?
It's a very special venue. Definitely one of a kind. These kids are so lucky.
Yeah, right? What about when you were playing at this age? What do you remember of those days?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. When I was 12 years old in our league championship game, I hit a big homer off my friend Haston McDermott. But the point is, like, these kids will never forget this time. Like, I still remember the times when I was 11 and 12 years old. They stuck with me. These kids are definitely going to remember this, no doubt.
And they're going to remember meeting you all. I think it's best TV if we get out of the way, you take a mic. You know the first rule of journalism, never relinquish the mic. I'm giving it to you, brother. You got Lucas Tanis next to you, rock star from last night. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, cool. All right, we got Lucas here. He's supposed to be a superstar. Hey, whoa. Are we live? Oh, we're live. Oh, wow, I'm really nervous right now. Lucas.
Not a rookie.
What city, what town are you guys from?
We're from Barrington, Rhode Island.
Okay, and who's your favorite musical artist?
I guess I like Drake sometimes.
All right, what's your favorite Drake song? And can we hear a couple lyrics? We gotta hear a couple lyrics, bro.
I guess
Okay, hold on. So you're not a singer, but I did hear that you're a tap dancer. Can we see a couple moves? Come on, bro. Show us a couple tap moves. Come on. Do it. Let's go. Show us, bro. Come on, man. Show us some tap moves. Show us some tap moves. Hey!
Uh-oh, we blew a tire.
Nice job, dude. Nice job. Thank you for doing that. Let me get a pound, bro. Yeah, there we go. All right. We got a new player over here. Sit down, right here. What's your name, bro? Owen. Owen, what position you play?
Pitcher and center.
What's your fastball velocity coming in at today? These days?
70.
That's cheese, bro. You throw a 4-seam, 2-seam. What do you throw? Curveball, changeup, what?
Only fastball, curveball.
No changeup. Hey, man, if you threw a CG last night? I'm gonna get some knocks, kid. Awesome. So y'all won last night, I guess. Lucas over here had a big game. You had a big game. What are y'all doing today? Just chilling out?
Yeah, just hanging out.
Did you work out? Did you run? You do your conditioning today?
No.
All right, well, you need to go run the hill right now. Get your conditioning in, all right? All right, let's get your other teammate on. Take a seat, buddy. What's your name?
James,
James. What position do you play?
third base.
Third base. Did you have a good game last night too?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, the team won, so that's a good game, right? What are you gonna do today? Like when you're at home, you gonna play Fortnite? You gonna get on Instagram, Snapchat? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Just gonna chill out, watch TV.
What are you watching these days? What show you watching?
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Who's your favorite character on there?
Stewie.
Can you drop me a Stewie quote for all the viewers? No? Okay. At least he's honest. At least he's honest. We still going?
We still going? You're fine.
Who's your favorite artist right now? Lucas said he was a big Drake guy. Who's your favorite?
Lil TJ.
Who?
Lil TJ.
I can't keep up. I'm starting to age out of these little young rappers. What songs he sing?
Brothers.
Can you spit me a couple bars from Brothers? Come on, Lucas, dance for us.
What do you got?
All right. So who's playing today? Do you know these teams?
Southeast, Midwest.
They any good?
Yeah.
Who'd y'all beat last night?
Kentucky.
All right.
Sir. Yeah.
Really?
Chris, you can send it back to Carl.
Hey, Carl, I miss you. You better talk to me today. I'm sending it back to you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Outstanding Cub reporter, Chris Archer. And we will find him over there at Bowman Field. They got the tarp on the field over there as well. It's not that far from here, you know.
5 miles.
About 5 miles away.
As the crow flies.
We got a lightning delay and the score. Hawaii 6, the Mid-Atlantic 0.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty close.
We got a window.
It's pretty loud. The window just closed. We're back. We're in a rain delay at Howard J. Lomedy Stadium. And, of course, this is the last game of our Little League World Series coverage today. It is in the 4th inning. It is 6-0 in favor of Hawaii. All the Little Leaguers getting set to get over to Bowman Field to watch the Cubs and the Pirates. So really not an opportunity to delay this one too long. The kids have to get over there to watch the game, and you got two teams still on the field. Virginia, another no-hitter. A team from 30 miles away from Washington, D.C. has gone back-to-back no-hitters. South Korea and Japan both 2-0. And for the most part, some of the favorites that you know coming in here are going to be solid have shown themselves to be solid, as Hawaii looks like they are on the verge of going to 2-0 if this one is able to finish today, and if not, they'll finish it tomorrow. But they are leading, like Monet, too, some aspirations to play sports and basketball after this. Favorite team, the Minnesota Lynx, which makes a lot of sense, but really a fundamentally sound player, and it feels a little bit odd because you don't generally say that about the other players out here, but then you realize, yeah, you actually do. Like, there's a third baseman who fundamentally gets in front of the ball. You heard Joe Madden, one hand.
Absolutely.
Matty just does everything that the other guys do and does it as well.
Yeah, and the play that she made to end that inning came in on that forced play at home plate is a play that is really hard to make. I mean, if anybody makes that play, you're going to make the exact same comment. And bases loaded, 1 out. She goes strikeout, force out to end the inning, and threw the ball great. It's fun to watch.
Thought it was too important that their manager, Greg Brown, went out. Even though Maddie was frustrated and the team was getting beaten pretty badly, she would eventually come out of the game. His point to her was like, wait a second. Like, this is history. You know, you kind of are in the moment. Let's go a little bit bigger than the moment. You just made history. This is the second U.S. women to pitch.
And on that last play, I mean, what we always like seeing here is just baseball instincts, whoever it is. And that last play, she gets a one-hopper back to her. There's runners on first and second. Spins, looks at the runner, see where they're on second base, and takes the lead runner. And when you talk to this coaching staff from Minnesota, this is the other end of the inning. It's a bare hand flip to home plate. That ends it. When you talk to this coaching staff from Minnesota, it's the one thing they talk about is she can make plays. I mean, she can really defend at second base, and you saw just the baseball IQ of knowing where the moving parts are. Older brother that played baseball, little sister that wants to do the same thing that her older sister's doing right now.
Yeah, and I think, look, Monet served, and they're going to get together later this week. We're going to have a kids cast. Monet's going to be part of that, so Maddie's going to get a chance to meet Monet, but it worked. I remember 5 years ago when she was here, how significant the upturn in not only baseball but softball and any sport for a girl, to see them televised and to see the composure. We sat down with Monet and did a long interview with her. She was our Sunday conversation. That's a Little League girl that becomes the Sunday conversation on SportsCenter, which at the time, that's a hard stage to get on.
Listen, I've got 2 daughters. I got a 5th grade and a 7th grade daughter right now, and I can promise you this, that when they see Maddie or when they see Monet, that's going to come back in a few days, that leaves a lasting image, and that is great for girls and boys all the way across the country.
All right, as we take a timeout here, weather delay 6-0 in favor of Hawaii, leading New Jersey. 21 questions with Maddie Frecking. Thank you, Eduardo. Our good friend Eduardo Perez, of course, with relatives in Cuba. I just don't think it's going to be long until we see a team from Cuba here. I don't.
No, with all the baseball history in that country, and I know we talked about it a little bit in the booth today when Robert Manfred and Steve Keener were up here, but it's a pretty monumental deal. I mean, Major League came there a few years ago, and now the fact that Little League is there, and it only helps grow this game all across the world.
Right, more opportunities for kids to play the game, the better we all are. And that is certainly something that's going on here, where you have all these kids enjoying these incredible fields. And right now, with the rain, they're enjoying other things, including Julie Foudy. Julie?
Hey, Carl, you know, they wanted to see that tarp. They wanted to do slip and slide on it. This is our New Jersey team. They shot that down. Then they're like, hey, coach, can we go to the hill? They shot that down. So you know what happens when you can't have a dance-off, you can't go to the hill, and you can't go on the tarp? You have a bad joke-off. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Who wants me? I'm really good at this. I'm telling you. I'm really good. Okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ach.
Ach? Ach who?
Bless you.
Solid. Solid. Oh, I'm not supposed to laugh. I'm not supposed to laugh. I did not lose. All right, my turn. Are you ready? What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Solid. Very good. Very good. You didn't laugh. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Who wants it?
Why do you call bear? What do you call bear with no teeth?
A gummy bear.
No, yachty.
Yachty, did you hear that? No. You were part of the joke, buddy. That was good. Okay, what's my next one? Oh, wait, you got one again? Okay, wait, my oh, my turn again? Okay, why did the golfer wear 2 pair of pants?
Just in case he gets a hole in one?
Oh, come on! You're stealing my bad jokes. Okay, your turn.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches?
Why can't a what?
Nose be 12 inches.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches?
Because then it will be a foot.
Good. Good. Okay. Why did the girl not trust the sea? There's something fishy about it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, last one. Last one. Who's got it?
I got a pizza joke?
Yes.
Nah, it's too cheesy.
I can't do a pizza joke. You know what? That's actually fitting to wrap it up, because you know what I did? Being the good friend that I am, I brought Carl and Kyle a pizza today. Right? That was pretty nice of me. All right, you guys ready to get back out there? Yeah, so are we. Let's go, huh? I feel like a dance-off should happen, no?
I do. I agree with that.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Now we got one.
Oh, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Dance it to break, you guys. Dance it to break. Keep going, all of you. Go. 10 to break. Oh, flossing. Oh no.
The worm,
oh, no.
yes. The cement worm.
It's the worm.
We're back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Major leaguers present and maybe future get together in Williamsport, connected by common dreams as the whole world watches. For the kids, it's a day to get close to their idols. For the big league players, it's a time to recall and give back to the game they love. This is the Little League Classic.
Still raining here, still waiting on a decision as to what to do. There's a chance that they will suspend it, play it tomorrow, and it is just pouring out. All of a sudden, it has turned very, very dark, which now you have to wonder a little bit about what's going to happen with the Major League Baseball game, because it is pouring out here. Tim Kirkjian is over there now, and a couple of minutes ago, probably before this rain started, he brought us this report.
Ravi, the players, the major league players, have had their time of their lives interacting with the kids today. Chris Archer was on the bus coming in with the kids today. He talked to a bunch of them, and one of them said to him, "Aren't you the guy that gives up all the home runs?" Anthony Rizzo came in with another set of kids, and he said all those kids were singing fight songs, and then Anthony Rizzo stood up on the bus and sang center field to all the kids. Then, when they got to the ballpark, Joe Musgrove of the Pirates was so good. He said one of the kids just put his glove up like, throw it to me, and now Joe Musgrove is having a catch with one of the kids on the Mexican team. And then, of course, at the end, all the Cubs, including Rizzo and Bryant and Joe Madden, all went down the hill on the cardboard. As Rizzo told me, there is no way I'm going to Williamsport and not going down the hill on that cardboard.
You and Anthony Rizzo have that in common, Tim, because you have been down the hill as well on cardboard. Unfortunately, on a day in which everything went so beautifully, our game here has now been suspended in a 6-0 score after 4 innings, and they will pick it up tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, which will allow the teams from Hawaii and New Jersey, to get changed and then get on a bus and head over to Bowman Field. It does look actually like the forecast should clear later this evening, and hopefully we have a game.
I just think it'd be nice tonight. Once this goes through, it'll cool everything down. Sun will come out. Kids get enough time to get over there, which I think is the biggest thing today. Normal conditions, you wait it out. Not today. All these kids get a chance to go on a big league field here in a few hours.
All right, a special thank you to all the participants today, both the Chicago Cubs, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Little League, Steve Keener, Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, the Players Association as well, for making it special for all the kids here and for the adults in the house as well. New Jersey and Hawaii suspended till tomorrow at 1. Local programming for most of you except on the West Coast, where you'll see Backstory Serena versus the umpire. We'll start our coverage tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ESPN with Kyle Peterson, Julie Foudy.